welcome to the Confidence Switch, how to change careers and still love your life. I'm your host, Shamika Williams, and during today's episode, we're going to talk about step 3 of the pivot process, preparation. So just to do a quick recap, the pivot process is my proprietary framework for transitioning careers. Step 1 is purpose. Step 2 is passion. Step 3, which we're going to talk about today, is preparation. Now, one of the most important things you can do when it comes to the preparation phase is to have an honest self-assessment. Now, when you talk about doing a self-assessment, it's almost like doing a SWOT analysis. So you're looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, and your opportunities. I don't remember what the T stands for right off, but you know where I'm going, right? The purpose is for you to take a look at what you truly have in your arsenal right now. So if you have transferable skills, certain certifications, certain experience, you want to make sure you're assessing all of that. What do you currently have in your wheelhouse, in your possession, that you can actually use towards your career transition? And then you want to look at the things that you actually need. What's missing? Are you missing experience? Are you missing some sort of education or certification? Maybe you're not missing anything, but there are some areas that have an opportunity for you to work on. Maybe you haven't interviewed in a very long time, especially for some of us career changers who've been in careers for a long time. We didn't interview a lot. I know I didn't interview a great deal. Well, I interviewed enough, but I wasn't interviewing enough for my interview skills to stay sharp. And so you may need to work on your interview skills. Maybe it's your resume that needs to be updated. You need to work on revising that and making that more current. I remember when I used to print up my resumes on resume paper and actually mail resumes into companies. So things have changed a great deal for many of us. For some, it may be getting on LinkedIn and creating a profile and maintaining that profile and start having engagement with people within your industry. There are a number of things that you may need to do in order to prepare. But in order for you to know exactly what steps you need to take, you need to do that self-analysis. You need to make sure that you're taking the time to really assess where you are right now and where you need to go or where you want to go and what you need to get there. And so that is something that I felt I needed to do personally. I needed some additional experience. I wanted to find ways to make sure that I was getting my hands and feet dirty when it came to this career transition process. And so for me, what I did was some freelancing. That was my opportunity for me to get some hands-on experience as it pertains to sourcing and recruiting so that I could have an understanding of exactly what it entailed before I actually even got a job in this particular field. So getting your hands dirty, starting figuring out what's going on, figuring out what you need, and where that information or those opportunities lie. So you may know that you need something is missing, but it also is important to know, where can I go? Where can you go to get that information, that experience, those resources so that you can fill that gap? So what I cover in this particular section of the book is basically how to fill that gap, helping you understand and put together a plan to fill that gap. And one of the things that I chose to put a big emphasis on and focus on was the actual interview process, because I feel that that's one of the areas that's extremely important for preparation. You can pass the test, you can get your resume and everything done, but when it comes to actually having that conversation and really communicating the value that you have and that you can bring to an organization, that's one of the areas that people tend to have a challenge in. So I chose to focus on the interview process, specifically in the preparation phase, to really help give you some hints and tips about what you can do to make sure that you are prepared to showcase yourself in the best light. But throughout the book, including in other sections, I give you information in terms of what you can do to get the experience that you may be missing, so that you still can take the necessary steps to prepare for the transition, even if there are certain things that are missing. So that's pretty much all I want to cover in terms of this particular section of the book. I hope that you find this information enjoyable. And again, please be sure to check out the book, The Confident Switch, by going to theconfidentswitch.com. I look forward to talking to you guys again next week, where we're going to discuss step 4 of the pivot process, which is power. Talk to you guys again soon. Peace.